Okay, so hello everyone, it's Stephanie. I'm back with another tutorial. I actually have a couple of doormats to make for my Etsy shop. So I thought I'd hop on really quickly and just show you guys how I make those. I am using the what's the name of them? Racer Track doormats from Home Depot. And they're a really good seller. I love making them. They're really thick, so they sell really well and they're great quality. Customers are always surprised once they get them because they're so thick. They have that rubber back. But I will drop the link to those below in the description box so that you can also purchase those. And I will be making a J. Cole lyric mat. That's also a good seller. I actually saw the image somewhere and I just typed it up using my own font and it's doing pretty well. So we're just gonna jump into it here. I'm using Silhouette Studio Business Edition. I pretty much like to use Silhouette Studio to print all of my sublimation images. You can use Photoshop. I do use Photoshop sometimes. Well, I always use Photoshop to design unless it's a simple text image like this one here, but you can use Photoshop to print as well. I just find it easier and simpler to just print from Silhouette Studio, and I never have any issues with my colors or anything. So I am going to go ahead and pull the image in here from my library. And let's see. I always forget which one it is. I need to delete. Okay, it's this one here. Okay, so I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit so that we can see what's going on here. All right. Okay, so I don't have my machine, my Cameo or cutting mat selected here because I'm not cutting anything. We're just gonna first start here with changing the letter size. I'm using the Epson 7720. That's my sublimation printer. And the largest size it prints is 13 by 19. So I'm gonna change this here to 13 inches wide by 19 inches height, okay? And we're going to have to print 2 images and piece those together because the area for which the text is going to go on is 23 by 12. It's 23 inches wide by 12 inches tall. So I only can print 13 by 19. So what we're going to do is just piece 2 images together and we'll work it that way. So I'm going to switch to landscape here, and this image I saved it in the size that I need because, as I stated, I've made several of these, so I just saved it in the sizing that I need. I just measured the mat with a ruler and went from there. So the first thing we're going to do here is just get this set up on the page, and I'm going to scroll over. Actually, this is all set up how we need it here, so we can close that. So we're going to print this section here that I have highlighted with the dancing ants. We're going to print this section first, okay? The section that you see on the white page. And then once that prints, we'll just scoot it over and print this section, okay? That's how we're going to do it. Now, if this was a graphic image, it would be a tad bit more complicated, but this is just text, a really simple image, so it's just that easy. Okay, so first we're going to print this section here that you see enclosed within those dancing ants, and then we're scooted over and print from the O and the I to the right. So I'm just going to go to File, Print. My computer's going really slow. I need to upgrade my memory on this thing because it tends to go pretty slow nowadays. The more software I get on it, the slower it gets, of course. So I have all of my printing preferences preset, and I am going to just select this one. This is the one I want to select. I'm just going to select this first when I have everything preset, And I just find it easier that way. That way I'm not always going through setting preferences or forgetting to set. Like sometimes, you know, if they're not preset, you forget to mirror your image. I don't have to worry about all that. I have my color correction set. I like to print with Adobe RGB and 1.8 gamma with the brightness. My brightness, I tinker between 3 and 10, just depending on, depending on the image. Now, one thing I will tell you is for your printers, you have to find what works best for you. You can use someone else's printing preferences as a base, as a standard for you to set, but the easiest thing for you to do is to just get some polyester material from Walmart. A lot of people like to use the the towels, the little dollar towels from Dollar Tree, but I just don't, they're towels, so they have that texture to them, so that can kind of distort what you're doing. So just get some polyester material from Walmart in the yard, and just print the print different images, or the, I forgot what it's called, the little color squares, the color grid or whatever. Print that out on your materials and test it and see what works for you. As a base, I would actually start with photos, because I had my, when I first started last year, I had my colors set, right? Things printed wonderfully, but then when it came to photos, when it came to images of people, the skin tone would always be off. So I then worked on, you know, getting those colors set, the skin tone colors for Caucasian people, for Black people, light, dark, for everyone, because it was off for all skin tones. So I worked on that, and once I got that set, then my colors really began to pop, and I never have an issue with colors anymore. So work with, I would start with photos of, you know, just take a photo of yourself, just as a test. Take a photo of yourself, or use a photo of your kids or whomever. Use a photo and just print it with different settings. Play around with your color modes. There was a time that I used 2.2 gamma, but these settings here are what work best for me. I will adjust the brightness sometimes, just depending on usually the skin tone or how much red is in there, because sometimes your red can come out really burgundy, so I'll brighten it up a bit. It just depends on the colors in the image, but for the most part, this is what I use. I use different settings for Jetco paper. I like to use Jetco DHS paper, and I also like to use Crafting Besties. Crafting Besties is what I generally use. I use Jetco if Crafting Besties is sold out, or if I can't get any, but I've purchased so much Crafting Besties so that it wouldn't sell out, that right now I'm just using Crafting Besties. I love Crafting Besties. I never have any issues with it. I know some people have issues. A big issue that, well, I did have an issue once upon a time when I would print several prints. Like I had an order for like 25, 30 shirts or something like that, and it was a very color heavy image. And when I would print that, I would start getting pizza wheels. And at the time, I was printing on, I was using premium presentation paper matte with high quality paper type premium presentation paper matte with quality high, and it was dropping so much ink on the paper that it wasn't getting a chance to dry before it went through the roller. So I would get those pizza wheels. I counteracted that by turning off high speed, and also changing it to high quality plain paper. Okay, now because this image does not have a lot of colors, I'm going to leave high speed on. I'm also going to put it back on premium presentation paper matte and back on high for the mattes, because the mattes have a tan tone to them, and as I stated, I will show those to you. They have a tan tone to them, so I want a lot of ink on that paper, and I only have to make 2 mattes, so I'm not worried about any pizza wheels or anything. It's fine. But if I was printing like some colorful graphic, I definitely would not have it on premium presentation matte with high speed. I would not do that, because after so long, you're just gonna get those pizza wheels. And even if you have some other settings and you're getting pizza wheels, try playing with your paper type, and also try turning high speed off. Okay. I also there's a high speed setting actually on your printer, and maybe I'll make a video about that, because I turned that off as well, and that's helped. So I I can't think of the last time I've gotten pizza wheels. It's been months since I've adjusted my settings that way. So I'm just going to use this first setting here, and as I stated, I'm going to put it on premium presentation paper matte because I do want a lot of ink on that paper. I want this this image to come out very heavy, very dark, because that the mattes have a tan tone to them. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and change this to landscape. Of course, I almost forgot. And I also want to print borderless, okay, because when I piece it together, I don't want all the extra white on the page any more than I'm gonna have on there. So there's that. We're gonna go ahead and print. Make sure my printer's set up. Okay, make sure it's on, which it is, because I was moving some stuff around in here and I had it unplugged. So we're gonna let that print, and then we're gonna move the image over and print the other side, and then we'll go over to my press and table, and I will record myself piecing those together and pressing the mat. And that's it. This video is gonna be really quick, really short, and straight to the point, okay? Because I know I have a tendency to run my mouth. Oh, let me pull my thing out here so my paper doesn't drop on the floor. So yeah, if you have any questions, make sure you drop those below. Any comments, anything you want to see, any crafts you I'm sorry, any tutorials you want to see. And then also don't forget to follow me on Facebook, on Instagram. I have a crafting group. That information is going to also be down below. I'm not very active in it because I've had like so much going on. I am going to start being more active in it. I just got a couple more things to do. I don't want to go back until I know that I'm going to be able to be active consistently. So, but once I take care of a couple other things and get those things out of the way, then I'll be back active. I'm also looking for someone to help run my group. So if you are a crafter and you have a lot of different crafts that you know how to do, definitely shoot me an inbox on Instagram. Yeah, shoot me an inbox on Instagram or on Facebook, or send me an email. However you want to do it, just let me know that you would like to help moderate my group. I'm really trying to grow it. I love the groups that I'm in, but there are some things that I'm not seeing and some things that I want to see. So I just thought I'd make my own group. Thought it would be fun, you know, whatever. But if you're interested in helping moderate a group, please let me know. I am looking for a couple of moderators. Please be able to do a lot of crafts. It'd be great if you do things other than sublimation. I mean, you can do sublimation as well, but it'd be great if you could do things other than sublimation, just so we can have a lot of things to offer. And then also be able to be consistent in the group, okay? Because I don't want it, once I get started, once I get it really rolling, I don't want it to be like, you know, boring. So be able to be consistent and, you know, be good at your craft, whatever your preferred craft is, be good at that. And like I said, just shoot me an inbox or shoot me an email and let me know, and we can go from there. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps me out. I'm really trying to grow my channel. I really like helping people, so that's what actually made me want to start a YouTube channel doing crafts. I know when I started, there were a lot of questions that I tried to ask. There are a lot of helpful groups out there and a lot of helpful people, so I don't want to give the impression that no one helped, but I had a lot of questions that were answered, and I had to do a lot of research, which I understand, having to do your own research. But there are some things you don't even know what to ask. You know what I mean? You may not know what to call certain things, or you may not know what exactly to Google or what exactly to search. So yeah, I saw that need there, and I wanted to do something about it, so I made a channel. So like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video if you can, and just, you know, help me grow my channel. I really appreciate it. I would love to be able to bring you more content more consistently, so I really want to grow my channel so that I'm able to do that for you. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna check my printer because it's not printing. Oh, nope, it's clear. Okay, Sorry about that. So that was because I had my paper set to high quality paper so it wouldn't print. Okay, so now that it's printing, we're gonna jump back in the tutorial here, and what we're gonna do, so you see, I printed borderless, so it's gonna print right there up to that R, okay? So what I'm gonna do is just move this over. Move my entire image over here. I'm just keeping it together. And I'm gonna print from like right here, okay? Just to give myself some wiggle room. And then also what I'm gonna do, because I don't need all this extra paper, this is all that I'm printing, this RS, a little bit of the O, and then the ING. I'm gonna switch my paper back to letter size, okay? So that I'm not wasting so much paper. Switch it back to letter. And that way less paper that I'm gonna have to cut off there. And I'm gonna go back and print this as well. But this time, all of my settings saved. So I don't have to do much. I'm just gonna change this to rear and letter, okay? Because I have my 13 by 19 paper in my drawer, and then I have 11 by 17 in the other drawer. So I always put my 8.5 by 11, my letter size paper, through the rear feeder slot. So I'm just gonna hit okay and print. And so while those two things are printing, I'm gonna move my camera over to my press, set everything up, and we'll go over there and piece the two images together. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so I am back, and we're ready to piece our images together and press our mat. So this is the mat. And these I get from Home Depot. I'll rip the tag off and show it to you there. So, let's see. Make sure you can see that. That's the tag. And then that's the back of the tag. Okay, these are $12, $13 at Home Depot. If you find them at your Home Depot, definitely get them. As many as you can if you feel like this is going to be a seller for you, or if this is something that you want to add to your store, because they do sell out really quickly. Okay, so if you see them, get them. Don't think about it. Don't hesitate. Don't go back later. You know, think you're going to be able to go back later, because that's not the case. Okay, so just lint rolling this a little bit. Lint roll everything. So I don't know what this is on this one. I'm gonna get another one. I have a few of these, and then I'll clean that one. I'll clean that one some other time. There was a little speck on there. I have no idea what it was. And as I stated, these are this is going to a customer, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sit the mat on my press. I press these on my press. I put it on 389, okay? 389 for 60 seconds, but that's my press because my press tends to run hot. So 389 on my press is like 400 on other presses. We're gonna get a piece of tape here. I'm just gonna tape on the back of the image, okay? My smaller image. So these are my 2 images that I printed that we're gonna piece together. And I just put the tape on the back of the image there, because what I'm gonna do is just slide this right over. Okay. And I'm just making sure, because I printed out my entire O, I'm just making sure I line my eye up correctly here. Okay. Now we're gonna gently, and I'm not being gentle, flip this over, and I'm gonna put some more tape on here for a little bit of stability, if I can talk correctly, if I can speak correctly. Just add some more tape, and I am using masking tape. I do use heat tape as well to tape my image on, but when I'm piecing images together, I like to use masking tape. I also like to use masking tape when I'm pressing anything with aluminum. It's of course stronger tape. So, and just adding a couple more pieces here because I don't want this separated at all. Okay, and so that's how it looks there. Okay, want to make sure you'll have no white showing on the image where you pieced it together. Okay, and so I'm gonna set this over here and bring my mat back. Now you see how I said it was a little tan, like it has a tan color to it, so that's why I wanted to print it on on a paper setting that would give me some more ink. Oh, and we can cut this extra paper off here. And I can use that for something else. So we're just gonna center this, top and bottom. And I just really eyeball my centering. If you can't eyeball, you could use a measuring tape or a ruler. I just kind of eyeball it, and then I'm gonna look at it from a different angle. Okay, looks pretty straight to me. All right, so I'm gonna take this down. You can also use adhesive spray to tape your image down. I'm heavy-handed, so I'm like sometimey with adhesive spray, because you really want to use a light hand when you're using tacky spray to tack your image down. But I'm very heavy-handed, so sometimes I mess my stuff up when I use adhesive spray. So I just use heat tape. When I make shirts and stuff, I don't even use tape. I'm careful when I lift my press. But with the mat, we have to press it twice, because my press is 16 by 24. So I have to press it twice. So I use the tape. I'm gonna take this part down here too. Okay. So I'm gonna adjust you here so you can see my press. All right, so as I stated, 460 seconds. My press is actually on 389, 60 seconds because my press tends to run hot. Now, I just have Yucca board. This is mattress foam from, the Yucca board is from Home Depot. The mattress foam is from Walmart, I believe. And then I use Home Depot wrapping paper. It's really cheap. That's what I use to protect my press. And let me loosen this a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna let this press. I'm gonna fast forward past this. Once it's done, I'll move my Yucca board over and press the other side. All right, so we're just gonna, and I'm just moving the Yucca board. I'm just gonna move that over and press this side. All right, so both sides are done. We're just gonna take a peek here. Small peek without moving too much in my paper. And it looks good. I wanna get my middle again. Just gonna do the middle again for another 60 seconds because it was a bit light. Okay. So let's see. All right, so, and that's it. Ooh, it's hot. And these do stink a little when they press. Normally things don't stink on my press, but these, it's rubber, so of course it stinks a bit, but came out really good. Okay. And these are nice and heavy with the rubber back, so they're a good seller. And that's it. Now I know some people spray, some people like to spray, what is it? Like Flexi-Seal and all that on there. I don't do that. They're mattes. Like, I don't do that. It's sublimation. Nothing should really make this fade beside heat. So I have not sold these in the winter, so I don't know how salt reacts to them. So I have one at my door, so we'll see, and I'll come back and let you guys know if I see any faded or anything with the salt. But other than that, as I stated, we're all set. It came out really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and box this up and ship it to my customer. And again, so just like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see anything else. I do have a couple of things on a list already, so I'm going to be more consistent with posting videos, as I already stated. I think I posted one last week or the week before, so even though it's the second one, I'm doing pretty good. Okay, so thank you. Peace.